Madam President, Glenora Jones, West Glamorgan. Most of what Bob has said, I would totally agree with. And in fact, most of what the Council for Wales put before you would be in agreement with his views. Coherence does not mean uniformity. Timescale, I'm now glad to see that the Council for Wales is probably too late, that Bob is recommending something more advanced. But I would tell him one thing. I well recall that the last Labour government tried to implement a major decentralisation of policy in the devolution bill in the dying months and the dying year of a Labour government. And they fought it. And that was the problem with that particular bill. We are not suggesting that it is in the last year. It is in the fourth year. If you wish to bring it forward to the third year, we'll gladly accept that. We are on about a coherent approach. It's been debated in Edinburgh, in Bath, Aston, and many other times within CSD and outside CSD, in the Scottish Conference, in Welsh conferences, in the Alliance Conference in Wales. It has been debated everywhere. What we are trying to get all of us to agree together is that we are actually going to do something about it. And that is the purpose of this actual motion, this amendment. Let us have a timescale. Because look, they've been debating decentralisation in Britain since the days of Lloyd George. And no government has actually had the courage or the guts to enact it. And what I wish to see done is an enactment and a commitment from a party that came together for decentralist principles. So coherence obviously does not mean uniformity. Timescale is something we can argue about. The Scottish question is beyond doubt. We say quite clearly that we are not in the business of reneging on the commitment to the Scottish Parliament. The only query I would have about it in constitution parliamentary terms, Bob, to speak your language, at which you're much better at than I am in legal terms, I rather doubt whether you can actually have in being in year 2 a Scottish Parliament. It's going to take a long time to get the... It will take... Well, if I brought with me here today the last devolution bill, and if you'd seen its size and its content, and to imagine you could actually get it through within that timescale, I rather doubt. But there it is. There is the Scottish base. There is the Scottish dimension. The Scottish Parliament is first on the agenda. But let us not deny it to the rest of Wales and the regions of England, because political power is essential in terms of the regeneration of the regions. And what I say is, unless we are careful, if we are only talking of 1992, 93 for Scotland, God knows when it will be in Wales. And certainly God knows when it will be in Oxford. Now the question is, of course, what about consulting the people? Well, in our amendment, those of you who've read it, over the page, on page 12, we haven't defined the process of consultation. But consult and prepare within 18 months statutory advice on proposals contained in the Green Paper on constitutional reform. Now, I would have regarded that as consultation. The development councils we are proposing will go to the Welsh people, will go to the regional areas of England, and actually consult the people. Now, the process of consultation, right, bring it back to Harrogate, and let's have a debate once and for all there. But by no means let's not lose sight of what we are about. And what we are about together is changing a centralist view of Britain that has suffocated the regions, suffered it economically, suffocated it in democratic terms. And this idea that we would set up a commission on Wales, and Bob said, to be looked at by members of Parliament and local councillors. In the majority of cases, that means the Labour Party will look into proposals for Wales, because the majority of councillors are Labour and the majority of MPs are Labour. And I'm not prepared to entrust to the Labour Party a commission on how best to govern Wales.
Thank you, Glenora.